An African-American girl earning hundreds of thousands of dollars from oil. It sounded unbelievable in the 1910s, and yet it happened. Sarah Rector was born on March 3, 1902 in Muskogee, Oklahoma, to Joseph and Rose Rector in a two-room cabin. Sarah was the second child born to Joseph and Rose. In total, there were 9 Rector children, and only Sarah and her older sister, Rebecca, received land from the Dawes Allotment Act.
Sarah Rector is my aunt. My mother was Rosa Rector, Sarah's youngest sister. Sarah, there was 9 children total. So Sarah was just like all my other aunts and uncles. You know, when we were coming up, she was very playful, like the whole family was. She never showed her riches to us because she always just wore what all the siblings did, the smock dresses back in that time.
The reason that Sarah and her sister got the land is that Sarah and her sister were descendants of the Creek Freedmen. The 1866 treaty with the U.S. government that gave the Creek tribe land in what is now Oklahoma also included the formerly enslaved. By these rules, everyone, including Creek Freedmen, were to be given land allotments of 160 acres before Oklahoma could become a state. When Oklahoma became a state in 1907, the Dawes Allotment Act divided Creek lands among the Creeks and the formerly enslaved, with a termination date of 1906. Sarah Rector, her parents, and her older sister, Rebecca, all received land in 1911. Sarah had 160 acres of land that was worth $556. Sarah's father, Joseph, couldn't afford the $30 land tax, so he leased Sarah's portion to the Devonian Oil Company of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. In 1913, a man named B.B. Jones found a gusher on Sarah's land. He was appointed businessman and a partner of legendary oil man Tom Slick. After the gusher was found, Sarah received an income of $300 per day. After the money started coming in, Sarah's guardianship switched from Sarah's parents to a man named T.J. Porter in October of 1913. T.J. Porter was a family friend of the Rectors. Around this time, Sarah had received $11,567.
First white guardian that she had to have because of her money, his name was T.J. Porter. T.J. Porter was actually a friend of my grandparents, her parents. So that's why my grandfather suggested using T.J. Porter as the white guardian for her. He worked with her for 3 years. So T.J. Porter was actually a friend of the family.
Once Sarah became known, she received numerous requests for loans, money gifts, and even marriage proposals from 4 Germans, even though she was only 12 at the time. In 1914, the Chicago Defender published an article claiming that her estate was being mismanaged by grafters and her ignorant parents, and that she was uneducated, dressed in rags, and lived in an unsanitary shanty. With this being said, national African American leaders such as Booker T. Washington and W.E.B. Du Bois became concerned about her well-being. None of the allegations were ever true. Sarah and her siblings went to school in Taft. Taft was an all-black town. The family lived in a modern 5-room cottage, and they owned an automobile. In that same year, Sarah was enrolled in the Children's House, a boarding school for teenagers at Tuskegee Institute in Alabama. In 1920, when Sarah turned 18, she left Tuskegee Institute and she and her family moved to Kansas City, Missouri. At this time, Sarah owned stocks and bonds, a boarding house and bakery, and the Busy Bee Cafe in Muskogee, Oklahoma, as well as 2,000 acres of prime river bottomland. Sarah quickly became known as a millionaire.
Well, when we were children, back then, children were seen and not heard. So we were not around a lot of the talk about money. I know it never showed any resentment with her siblings when the time we were growing up. Her wealth, in some ways, after we thought about it for quite a while, she shared her wealth with us.
Sarah and her family moved into what is called the Rector Mansion. The Rector Mansion still stands today at 2000 East 12th Street, Kansas City, Missouri. The house is now all boarded up, but it still looks the same as it did the day they bought it.
The Rector Mansion was purchased by her mother, Rose Rector.
In the same year, Sarah married Kenneth Campbell. Together they had 3 sons, Kenneth Jr., Leonard, and Clarence. 10 years later, in 1930, the couple got a divorce. In 1934, Sarah got married to William Crawford. She lived peacefully up to the day she passed away. On July 22, 1967, Sarah died of a stroke at the age of 65. Sarah now rests in the Blackjack Cemetery in Taft, Oklahoma, along with some of her family. On November 7, 2025, a movie called Sarah's Oil was released in theaters. The movie shows the struggle and hardship that came with Sarah getting her land.
My name's Sarah Rector. The state gave me 160 acres on account of my ancestors, and there's all on.
Well, how do you know that?
God gave me the ears to hear it. Do you hear it, Blue?
A little later into November, a book named A Name Worth Millions, The Story of Sarah Rector and Her Family by Karen Carter Riffle was published on November 11, 2025.
I would like for people to remember her by knowing the importance of your dream, knowing the importance of financial literacy, know the importance that you need to be the one that guide your finances, your properties, and everything. You have to have that knowledge of financial literacy to exist. That's what I want people to remember about Sarah Rector.
With the reconstruction of the Rector Mansion, we can hope that Sarah Rector's legacy continues.